Hello, my name is Promise and this is my tax for the finals of AFMA 2024. When the tax for the finals came out and we were asked to recreate a vintage makeup from the era of 1920 to 1960s, I was like, okay, this is about to be lit and stressful at the same time because this research stressed me. But I love it because it's very challenging and I learned a lot from making the research. While checking out the 90s makeup, I was drawn to the 1920s and 1950s makeup. I was drawn to 1920s majorly by their blush because as a lover of blush, I love how bright their blushes are. But then, doing more research, I fell in love with the 1950s makeup, also known as the pin-up makeup. Drawing inspiration from the Marilyn Monroe makeup, who is a beauty icon in the 1950s, let me show you how to achieve a 1950s makeup. I'll be using the Avo concealer for my under eye and a little bit on my forehead. I'll be using little of this because this under eye is supposed to be almost the same with my shade. The 1950s was a very interesting time in our nation's history. This was the decade after World War II. There was shortage of men due to loss from the war, and so women are having to pull out all the stops in order to be able to get a husband. So makeup and beauty became the forefront of a woman's priority in the 50s, and it was extremely important. I used a powder from Bicham, same shade with my concealer to set the highlighted areas. The 1950s makeup was strong. It was elegant. It was chic. Above all, it's a timeless classic look that is still very popular. Personally, I think 2024 makeup is an upgraded version of the 1950s makeup. I basically fell in love with everything about the 1950s era, from how classic their hair was to how simple and classic their makeups are, and not to talk of their dresses that are gorgeous and conservative. Here I'm contouring with a dark shade from the Micolor powder palette. I use very minimal amounts of this because the 1950s contour is very soft. And because I'm going for a Marilyn Monroe inspired look, I will be contouring my nose like her. So when I get to the tip of the nose, I will do something like a round contouring. This helps make that place a bit pointy. For blush, I'll be using a pink shade from my eyeshadow palette. While blush was a part of makeup routine in the 1950s, it was toned down to a more natural look than the bolder style of the previous decades. Blush are always in pink or red tones and applied lightly to the apples of the cheek, just enough to add a natural flush to the face. Now for the eyeshadow, I'll be using this eyeshadow base from Avo. In the 50s, eyeshadow came in huge varieties of color. It was very popular in shades of grey, brown, gold, and pastel shades like blue, green, purple, and pink eyeshadows. Because I'm going for a Marilyn Monroe inspired look, I'll be going with this shade, which is more of a light grey. I applied it on my lid and then went in with this brown shade to blend it to my outer V, like blend the crease area to my outer V. This helps to elongate the eyes to give an almond shape, which was really popular in the 50s. For eyeliner, I'll be using this black pencil. Eyeliner was very popular in the 50s. A black liner with a little outward flick was the trend. Eyeliner came in black, brown, grey, blue, and purple, and are often applied to the upper lid with a wing edge in a cat eye style. This decade is very joyful and colorful, and many women would temporarily dye their hair in silver, red, or blue to match their clothes and accessories. This color continued in makeup with a violet blue, green, or silver eyeshadow, softly shaded, with the eyeliner going upwards. Brows were thick and with high arch, and bright lipstick would often match the nails with a flawless matte makeup paired with feathery lashes. I think one of the reasons I gravitated towards the 1950s makeup is because it's close to my style. Minimal eye look and bold lips, which I love so much. I don't have a white pencil, so I mixed my eyeshadow base with the grey eyeshadow I used for my lid to line my waterline. Here I'm lining my under eye the Marilyn Monroe style, and the thing is, she uses brown pencil for it, but as a black girl, I tried the black pencil and the brown pencil, and it wasn't coming out the way I wanted it to. It wasn't very obvious, so I added a little bit of black to make it more pronounced. At the start of the decade, eyebrows were really strong and dark, and they often used a pencil to define and fill in the shape. They were still natural looking, but as the 50s progressed, brows became softer. The fashionable shape in the 50s was a very strong hatch, so I am going to really define the upper portion of the hatch of my brows. The 1950s makeup has a lot of thickness and are taped out at the end. I use this white to just slightly dust off the under eye and add a little bit of brightness there. In the 50s, lips were perfectly lined and then colored in with the same shade of lipstick. Deep reds, red purples, and red orange were shades women of the 50s rocked, with red being the trademark of 1950s beauty. I'll be using the red V-Beauty lip liner to line my lips, and then I went in with this more brighter red from the Who Is That Girl lip palette for the inner part of my lip. I also added more red from my eyeshadow palette. I also went in with this gloss to add a bit shine to my lip, and at a point I realized that the lip was not really looking defined. Like, I don't like how it was looking, so I added this shade at the outer part of my lip to help define it. Red lips was popular in the 1950s because it was considered glamorous and sophisticated, often associated with movie stars and icon figures like Marilyn Monroe and Audrey Hepburn. I really love everything about the 1950s, from their women, how glamorous and classic they look. So I just don't want to just create a makeup look and just post a tutorial of a makeup look here. And I decided to create this short video taking you back to the 1950s, and I hope I was able to do that, to recreate that vintage vibe, even though I might not get it all right, but I tried my best to like take us back to the 1950s, how their women look, from their dressing to their hair to the makeup and everything. And I hope I am able to pass my message across to you, and I hope you like and enjoy my video, and I can't wait to be crowned the winner of AFMA 2024. Thank you for watching.
Changing your mind, I still can't call it a waste of time. I don't know what to call you if I can't call you mine. Is it miscommunication? Silence in between. One more awkward conversation where we don't say what we